Hello everyone. So today we're going to talk about stuff that I enjoy, but one particular company. I enjoy several companies. I follow several companies. One is probably the oldest one that I follow. It's Black Library, which publish books from Warhammer 40k and Warhammer Fantasy, Sigmar, and so on. I buy all of their books, the fantasies, the Warhammer 40k, and so on. Since ever, I have got, I believe, almost all of their books, if not all. They have like omnibus editions, special editions, different editions. Those I don't usually buy, but in terms of books, I do have all of them. Another company which I follow quite regularly is SST Publications. We can see here probably on the right, if not, sorry, which publish usually horror stuff. They have like a couple of writers they focus on, like Josh Mailerman, Grady Hendrix, Bentley Little, and Stephen Graham Jones. Another company I enjoy is also Leviathan Press, which I have all of most of their books. I'm now currently not buying all books because the books have become rather expensive, €200 a book. Santamp Editions, which I do have quite a lot, Centipede Press, and Broken Binding, which is not a special edition kind of store. It's a more regular trade hardcover editions with special features like spines, the spines, not the spines, but missing the name here. You know what I mean. The spray edges, the interior illustrations. Now then they have illustrations. So I do have several. Well, the fantasy subscription, and I do purchase a couple of them, other books. They currently have one of the new stuff. It's Black Rose stuff publisher, which is also within Black Library. Broken Binding. Sorry. And I do have his only book, this one, Hunter, which I really enjoyed. And I recently purchased the second one, which is, I don't know the name. It's Babysitter, something Babysitter. I don't know the name. Babysitter Lips, that's it. So yeah, those are the companies I buy. Usually those are special editions or some kind of more beautiful editions. Now, and what do I enjoy? Okay, so basically, when I start purchasing books, the vast majority was these mass paperback books. So very small books with nothing major here. This was the current book type of books that existed in all companies. I believe it was until 2006, 2007. In 2006 and 2007, I start seeing the transition for a more bigger book, slightly larger, slightly long, which is these paperback editions. Nowadays, this is the current trend, the trade paperback, massive paperback. Sometimes they have it, but nowadays I find it very hard to have a book in mass paperback. There aren't that many, unless it's a series that began several years ago. For example, I'm thinking of books that were published like 20 years ago that we continue to publish now, and they continue with this format, but the vast majority changed to this one. This one is not my favorite, to be honest. The book is not solid. I do protect the books I have. This one I recently got it, so it doesn't have that protection, which is this plastic stuff here. And I can read a book and the spine will not break. Look at here. This book has been read. Okay, I'm not an animal. I don't open the book in 180 degrees, but I read the book normally as normal person do, and usually the book spine here crack, but with this plastic cover it doesn't break, and it protects the colors. This book is from 2006. The color are identical or when I received the book, and as you know, sunlight destroys the books and so on. So yeah, you can see it here, some kind of fade. I don't know if this will show, but yeah, there's some kind of fade, but in terms of book quality it's perfect. That's why I recommend to put this kind of stuff here, this plastic, and it makes the book more solid. Now another thing that started happening nowadays was books published by Amazon. So they are not usually, they are self-published. Sometimes they are not, but or usually retailers, more companies that are small. For example, let me just show you one I recently bought, which is this one, Old Dark Houses by Taylor James. This one is from Weird House Press. You can see here, but they publish, they make the books print on demand basically, and it's published by Amazon, as you can see there. And it's a good solid book. Okay, I enjoyed the paper. It's more, it's resilient. Is that as good as an hardback edition from other companies? Probably not, but it's a beautiful book. To be honest, I enjoyed how it feels. But then there are the normal paperback books like this one. They are usually published again by Amazon, as you can see here. Sometimes in France, sometimes in Italy, Germany, and so on. These ones are not as good as the hardback. Of course, they are cheaper, but the book becomes available to us quite cheaply compared with buying in Blackwell's or another company that sells books. Because I don't know how much it costs to make this book, how much the company gets, because again, for example, this one costs €9. For example, this one, it's like €40 or 50, and it's bigger. So yeah, I don't understand how this works, to be honest. Maybe it's the how much money they earn, the company. I don't know. The reason is that I enjoy this type of books, to be honest. They are a bit heavier, they feel right, and they are, again, print on demand, so they are not used. The only problem that you may encounter is that sometimes the book become a bit twarp. Twarp, is that the correct English word? As you can see there, I don't know. It's wobbling, like wobbling. It doesn't really affect the book because I'm going to put among the others, so it will be there. But yeah. So, having said all of this is a great introduction, and this company I want to talk is Macabre Ink, which is a subsidiary, you can call it that, from Crossroad Press. Okay, I'm not. They don't give me anything, so bear in mind that I'm not doing this for anything besides showing that this exists for all people out there that enjoys horror. They publish a lot of horror, and sometimes old horror, new horror, and it's good to know that this thing exists. And I'm going to show you a couple of authors. For example, one author I've been collecting all the books, and I do have quite plenty, which is Brian Lumley. And I was missing a couple of books, and then Crossroad, Macabre Ink, in this case Crossroad Press, I don't know, made these books available, and they are okay in terms of price. They are not the cheaper ones, but it's old books that if you want to buy this book, probably you have to pay a lot of money. And sometimes they do new authors. For example, this one, Brennan Lafaro, it's 2022. Sometimes they provide opportunities to old, for example, Joseph Acitro, which published this one, which is Shadow Child, and this one is from 1987. So there's like this range. Sometimes they use the same designs. For example, the Brian Lumley one, it's an old design by the book that was published. I believe it was from Subterranean Press or Cemetery Dance, I don't know. And the Bob Eggleton, the quality Bob Eggleton. And sometimes they do have other new artwork. So allow me to change. Let me change this. Okay. So for example, one of the current authors that I'm enjoying is James Amour, and they publish all of his collection, and it's a nice collection. And even after doing this, what they did, besides this artwork, which is original to this book, they contacted other authors, because James Amour recently passed away, and so they contacted other authors out there and friends of him, and asked him to do some kind of introduction to the novels, which to be fair was very, very beautiful. I really enjoy reading this introduction by this one is by Charles Routledge, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Charles Routledge. But for example, the first, I don't know if the first three or first two, they have introduction by his closest friends, which was what was the name? I recently even bought a book, Tony Tremblay, which is not that famous, but he is a horror writer as well. Not the other Tremblay that is most known, but it's let me just show. This one is by Christopher Golden, which is well known in the horror community. And so yeah, this is great. Another thing that I really enjoy seeing here with Macabre Ink, besides these ones, well, I have a lot of books by them. For example, these ones are not for them, but Charles A. Grant, an horror writer from the 1980s as well. Ray Carton as well, another author from the 80s. But this one is not from them, but these ones are. They have like a collection of 20 books, something like that. Rick Hautala. Okay. These ones by Brian King and J.F. Gonzalez, also the Clickers, Charles Grant, some other newer authors, and also they have a lot of Ronald Kelly, which is our writer as well, a very cool horror writer, and besides those, I do have this collection here. And this is part of them. The remaining are here, which are the all novels that exist. Well, I'm missing a couple of them, which I have not yet bought because, well, I don't have enough money to buy now. But these are books published by them, republished by them, and they are published by this. You probably know this symbol here, which is WD. This is white, the World of Darkness symbol. Okay, World of Darkness symbols made a lot of RPGs, games, and so on, and they are published by, I believe it's Weird Wolf or something like that. They have now Paradox, as I don't know how it feels, but I believe Paradox bought them. And these books are all of books published back in the 1980s, Vampire Masquerade stuff. We've got here as well, here above, some that are not from Vampire Masquerade, but by other worlds within that. Well, these are Vampire Masquerades, the Dark Ages, and I do have some. I don't remember which ones, but I do have some more, which are these ones below. Let me just remove this. Which are very old books. The first ones published. This is As One Death by Don. I don't want to butcher the name. And this one was the first book published by James R. Moore, House of Secrets. And then we have here a Rick Hautala novel as well, and also Richard Lee Byers. So you can have multiple books, different. They have like a range of, I believe it's like 1,000 books, ranging from fantasy or sci-fi and so on. The vast majority I buy is but they do have stuff elsewhere, but I don't have them now. And again, this is what I'm saying about the self-published universe. For example, these are also self-published. I purchased Tyler Jones novels, 2 novels, Turn Up the Sun, which is self-published, as you can see there, and the hardcover edition of The Dark Side of the Room. Again, this cost me like 15 euros or something like that, which is quite good price for a hardback. Okay, it's not the top quality or whatever, but it serves the purpose of reading. If I enjoy the book and I want to purchase a better collection, yeah, I will do it as well. And I've seen, I don't have it here, but I've seen other bigger companies also going self-publish in some ways, because sometimes the books are just not selling that great, and they prefer to have the books on sale. They would, in my perspective, they would have preferred the books on sale and make people buy it as they want. It will be less expensive to them and good for us. And nowadays there are a lot of people doing this, and this is stuff by sci-fi. So in terms of sci-fi, they are doing like this. They are good quality. I'm again not criticizing because it's not the best probably, but it's good. This one, Rob G. Hayes, Mark Clues, Jasper T. Scott. These are sci-fi stuff, post-apocalyptic stuff. You've got Peter Collins, another sci-fi stuff. Jacqueline Druga, which is a post-apocalyptic horror writer. Michael McBride, all of his novels are self-published. They feel right. This one is a collection of 12 novels. So far there are 4 about World War I. Also Tom Zola, self-published. And above you got Jeremy Robinson's collection. All of them are self-published novels. And looking at other stuff here, you can see okay, Brian Lumley again. All of these are self-published, or most of them are when I mean self-published, I mean they are printed like what I'm saying, not self-published, because you have companies here, but they use this kind of format of self-publish. You've got again Weird House Press. You've got Tim Curran novels, almost all of them. You've got here below another great company. I purchased all of them. They are now stopped doing as much books. I don't know why. Which is the DMR, which focus on sword and sorcery novels. All of these are like sword and sorcery. You've got some hippopotams, something like that, and here you've got a couple of authors that are very famous nowadays: Michael R. Fletcher, or Rob G. Hayes, Alex Hudson, Billu S. A. Tolin, and Morgan Stein. These are all self-published. So, yeah, I see a transition on self-publish. And again, one of my favorites, Macabre Ink, not because they are doing the best of the best books there are like, but they print stuff I enjoy, which is all from the 80s and 90s, and even newer stuff. And for example, following that trend, I found out other authors. For example, William Showell republished his novels, all of his novels. They have 8 in this case. It is 1. This is the third one. This is the 7th one, and they have all of them republished and with the old covers and so on. Anthony Armstrong doing the same stuff as well. So yeah, that's it from me. I hope you enjoyed this. The books I'm showing you, and I hope to see you soon.